Well, you're a lot friendlier than the others, but the others have horns. I'm not going to get that close. Adios, muchachos. We're at our garage and test facility. Let's see what we're rolling out this video. One of my favorite trucks, the Toyota Tacoma. And this one's loaded up with just about everything, it looks like. The TRD Pro. And if you want to pretend you're in a German U-boat, you get the periscope for free. And actually, they charge extra for that. In fact, I'm seeing a lot of extra charges on here. Let's take a look at the price. The base Tacoma with a 4-cylinder engine and 6-speed manual transmission starts around $26,000. Along with the V6 engine and 6-speed automatic transmission, the TRD package has all kinds of goodies. The most expensive are the Fox shocks front and rear, along with giant off-road tires and custom black wheels marked with the TRD emblem. The suspension gets a 1-inch lift. I think the total is 10.5 inches, give or take. As always, there are options to jack up the price. This graphics package here, as we see on the hood and on the side, so everybody will know you forked up the extra money. It'll cost you $699 to do that. If you want these tube steps, another $649. By the way, these work good for kids, but for adults not so much. They just get in the way. Your choice. And you just can't look cool unless you have this desert air intake. $725. Yep, here's the total, 50 grand plus. But the Jeep Wrangler with the diesel engine I had last week was 61 grand, so maybe you're getting off cheap here. Under the hood is the proven 3.5 liter V6, putting out 278 horsepower. Torque rating is 265. Here's the fuel economy claim, good if you can get it. We'll find out soon enough. By the way, this TRD air cleaner is $75 extra, in addition to the snorkel. Before we continue, I have 3 minor gripes. 2 of them have to do with the Tacoma, the 3rd with the TRD package. Number 1, this fake hood scoop. I don't see any purpose for it to be here. All it does is make a bunch of noise at freeway speeds due to wind buffering. Also, when you're off-roading, trying to see the rocks ahead of you, it just blocks your view more than it needs to. It really needs to go away. The whole thing looks kind of silly. My second gripe has to do with Tacomas overall. The fuel economy meter cannot be reset to 0, only gives you the tank average, which makes it pretty much useless in my book. So if you want to get the real fuel economy, you have to fill the tank, do driving, refill the tank, and figure it out with pen and paper. This is old technology. This should have been updated a long time ago. In the meantime, this is what I'm getting in mixed commuting for the past 108 miles. About what I expected. And 3rd, normally on a Toyota, the TRD exhaust system runs around $1,100 to $1,200. On this vehicle, it's included in the price. That's the good news. The bad news is it sounds just absolutely horrible. Not too bad at idle. When you're driving, the droning comes into the cabin. It sounds like a UPS truck that's choking. This should be optional, so you could delete it, but you're stuck with it if you get the TRD package, unless you want to rip it off yourself. On the positive side, we do get 2 upgrades on the 2020 Tacoma. A larger infotainment screen. This helps when you're activating the rear backup camera. And number 2, amazingly, in all the other Tacomas, you can never adjust the seat height. Now if you order the power seats, you can do that. Much needed change. We get a large glove box, lots of room in there. Very simple climate controls, large buttons. Very nice simple gauge cluster, lots of useful information there. And my favorite, a good old-fashioned manual emergency brake, not that electronic junk. And a simple rotary knob, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive high, 4-wheel drive low. The first half of the video, show and tell, is over. Second half, we're going to do some driving, some off-roading, and we'll start by taking these headlights out, see what they do in the dark. It's dark enough, we'll take these lights out, see what they do. They look pretty bright to me. Here we have the headlights on a building 100 feet away, on a low beam. Very, very bright, not much height, but adequate enough. High beam, very strong. Now we'll go to a longer distance of 300 feet. Here we have the brights on the building 300 feet away. Nice illumination, good height, good spread. Go to low beam. Almost reaches out. Good long distance on these lights. The power steering on this vehicle is rubbery, has no feel or feedback. Very vague. Not too pleasant on the street, but off-road that's better because you want that disconnect. You don't want to be fighting the steering wheel. You're driving over rocks and ruts. So for off-roading, the steering will be just fine. As we do in all of our videos, we're going to take some speed bumps around 20 miles per hour to evaluate the suspension performance and impact. In this case, even more so, because we have those nice Fox shocks. I want to see how they do. Here comes bump number 1. And the noise you hear in the back, it's not the truck falling apart, it's a tool chest. Number 2. Does a pretty good job absorbing the impact, didn't feel a thing. Number 3. And here comes the nasty one coming up. Overall pretty nice, didn't feel a thing. On the highway, this vehicle is a lot more comfortable to drive than I would expect. Yes, there's a lot of wind noise from the raised suspension, and that snorkel out there doesn't help. On the other hand, these Fox shocks are great. They absorb all the impacts. They have great stability along with the big tires. Overall, very comfortable to drive. Well, there is that one exception, the droning of the exhaust. I don't know if you can hear it on the microphone, but it just drones and drones and drones. Very annoying. This is a very reliable engine, but passing power is not one of its best features. Come on, baby, you can do it. Looks like we scared that poor little BMW driver. Oh well. Time to get off the pavement and get this in the dirt where it belongs. Pretty dry outside. I don't think we're going to get much use out of that snorkel. But it still looks cool. These Fox shocks do an excellent job of absorbing impacts and ruts. Well worth the money. As I was discussing earlier, this hood scoop blocks a lot of your vision. Not good when you're climbing steep hills and you can't see what's on the other side. I don't even know if there is a road there or a drop-off. Well, let's take a chance. Turned out to be a road after all. Ooh. For those of you into serious off-roading, you have your roll and pitch gauge here, so you don't go tumbling off the side of a cliff. Well, I guess you could anyway, but this will give you warning if you're doing so. You also have your tire pressure warning system. And where will we be without a compass? I see this mule cart has a camera on his head. Make a good video when I end up running him over. No, I wouldn't do that. Not on video, anyway. Well, there used to be a town down there in the 1880s. Not much left now. Dust and rattlesnakes. Well, that's where I was going to drive over and park. It looks like there's been some erosion since I was here last. That's not going to happen, and I see killer bees up there in the rafters buzzing around. So probably not a good idea to go over there anyway. Carry on. I didn't see anything in the paperwork about the TRD Pro package having improved brakes. These definitely feel better than stock. Very sensitive too, the way I like it. So what's my take on this Toyota after a week of driving? Well, if you're into Tacomas, this is the ultimate way to go. I think I could live without the snorkel though. If you can afford it, hey, go for it. Here are some videos of other off-road vehicles we've driven lately. Just click and watch.